He's in the chat.
In the chat, bright and early.
It's all bright and
Get your coffee. I got mine today with frothed up chocolate milk.
Yep.
Right.
Brown sugar.
Oh.
And vanilla dust.
Oh, it's a sweet one today.
It's a sweet. Oh, yeah, I put a lot of brown sugar.
Oh, great. Okay. Maybe I'll add some more coffee on top.
Yeah, eventually.
Mm-hmm. I will need to do that here soon, probably. All right. Well, welcome in. As everyone's coming in, I'm just going to be setting up.
Ooh, that's hot.
So, I went through my stack earlier this week and pulled out all of my Surface stack. And when it came, because we're starting our shop here.
Yeah.
And anything that I could easily replace from wholesale, I'm going to be selling it and then just simply replacing it from wholesale. Hey, good morning, Casper.
Casper.
And in that way, I'm allowing the shop to have a lot more variety and inventory rather than just what we could get our hands on to sell. And yeah, so the thing is, what I have out here, minus some of this stuff, is just my deep stack that would not be easily replaceable through a wholesale. So that's kind of good to know, because this type of stuff you probably wouldn't be able to simply order it at an LCS and have them order from their wholesale and get the best offer. These types of things you probably have to be ordered directly from a mint or online, because I wouldn't be able to go to my wholesaler and say, hey, I want a 5-ounce Libertad. Actually, my wholesaler is not selling any Libertads at the moment.
Bro, the Wi-Fi working on my computer. I'll just do here.
All right.
Kevin is from Florida. He's in the chat. I don't know why I said it like that.
Florida.
With
a W?
Yeah, that's how you say it. What's that? Oh, that's foam.
Oh, yeah, here. I can show that.
That was weird.
It's cool because
it's got.
Oh, you can see the imprint of the Peace Dollar that was on it. The shop bought a few tubes of BU Morgan and Peace Dollars, and this is my personal tube. This was just like a insert so that it didn't rub against the plastic. I don't know how much that really protects the coins, but
I don't know. I thought it was like a 3D plastic thing, and so I touched it to put my coffee there.
Oh, it was soft.
That was not the texture I thought it was going to be.
It's kind of cool that you can see the Peace Dollar.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was like, those like plastic, like 3D printed things.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I don't know if you...
Walk Watch is here.
I put it over there. Can you see the Peace Dollar?
Kinda. Yeah, you actually can.
Kinda.
Well, from here I can see it.
Yeah, in person. A little more than on the camera.
Which one matters?
So I was saying there are certain products that you wouldn't normally be able to get from a wholesaler. There's not even a line item for 100th ounce gold on my wholesaler. So I wasn't not able to sell these. Even if I wanted to just replace it with another 100th ounce gold, they don't even have it yet.
Good morning, Andrew. Andrew's in the chat.
And then a lot of other things are unavailable, like this 2016 Mercury dime. Almost all Libertads right now are just unavailable. They do have line items for 5-ounce proof and 5-ounce, 2-ounce, all the things, but they're all unavailable. So
you're unavailable.
That's correct. I am married. To you.
Oh, to
me. We're a little weird sometimes, guys.
We are a little.
By we, I mean this one over here.
A lot.
Good morning, everyone in.
I'll really drink coffee.
Welcome in, welcome in.
Here's this.
Pulling some silver aside. I want to show you guys this real quick, actually.
Southern Haven's in the chat.
This is a, what's the brand? A Pelican case.
Move that box back there. Oh, we can kind of see it.
This is the Pelican case here, or a Pelican case. And this is, I put a section of my stack in this, and then other ones in larger and smaller ones and all that. These are waterproof, sealed, up to some rating of feet of water. But if your house floods, it's not like it's going to be hundreds of feet underwater. So this is going to keep your coins dry as well as the fact that you can see there are 5 tubes across here and 4 tubes go across here. So this holds, if it's full of tubes, 400 ounces of silver. So
That's cute.
pretty substantial amount. I really like this. I actually got it completely full and then pulled out deep stack stuff, and now these fit just perfectly like that, the 5 ounce ones, and kind of have this as my overflow non-tube stuff. But yeah, I really like these Pelican cases. Snap shut,
Oh,
and
that's
they're a pretty satisfying way to store your metals, as well as the fact that there's these handles on them. So you can prop it up this way. If you put all the stuff in there right, it shouldn't move around much. And you're able to, I can't pick it up from my desk where I'm sitting down, but this will hold a whole lot of weight. So really good option for storing metals. Just wanted to put that out there because you might see little orange bits or some lids moving around when you ask to see certain things, or if I want to pull out other things, you'll probably see this kind of poke in.
And you're like, what's that?
Yeah.
Okay, Bruce Miller is in the chat. TFT, Southern Haven. Wayne Hurd says, what is the situation with the Libertads? And then Wayne says, when companies are offering $20 over spot for Libertads, that tells me something is moving behind the scenes. And then Bruce says, shh, on the Libertads.
Well, so
Michael is in the chat. What's up?
my wholesaler is selling 1 year of Libertads. They're only the 1985, which is the most common year. And if I was to buy it from my wholesaler right now, it would cost me $55 over spot.
Holy moly.
However, they're paying me $15 over spot if I sell it to them.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm going to be able, I think my normal rate, I'd be able to buy it at like $13 over spot from you guys. Any Libertad. Not in any condition, of course. It's got to be in a decent condition. Not BU, but it can't be completely destroyed or toned or anything like that.
That's wild.
So,
what size Pelican case is that? Is that the medium?
So they have like, it's a lot more complicated than medium. They have like 40,000 different sizes. That's an over exaggeration.
Do we go get the ruler?
Yeah, go ahead and get a ruler.
Because Southern Haven was like,
yes, no toners. Wholesalers, if they see anything toned, even this. So this is a 2 ounce Kookaburra. If they were to buy a 2 ounce Kookaburra, say they have a certain rate, and it's not blast white, right? If it has any tone, any scratch, anything, it becomes a generic round. Even Libertads. There's a specific line item for impaired eagles, but the impaired eagle is even less of an offer than generic rounds. So toned, scratched, milk spots, any of that becomes just silver. It loses all of its premium in the eyes of the wholesaler, which is why a lot of coin shops view it the same way. So there's a lot of people out there that have coined this term like monster toner and figured out these ways to get the public excited about these colors and stuff on it. And it's really because they can't sell it any other way. It's almost like all this toning stuff has become its own separate marketing. There's been a few people that have really pushed that, especially in like the Morgan category. And it's kind of made it very confusing as a consumer and everyone else.
The ruler was not in the spot I thought it was.
And here's an example. Like this type of toning would not hold an extra premium in the regular market, right? It's just like a dark gray. Same as this one. Real dark brown looking. Right? But then if you get some stuff that has like some blues and purples, and it's just all based on what whoever is buying it will spend on it.
I'll keep the
right.
purple ones. I like the purple ones.
I mean, yeah,
They're
but
fun.
like, okay, but a purple proof penny.
I don't know.
Does that
Maybe.
matter?
Maybe.
A purple proof generic round.
If
or proof
Like-
looking, I don't know, purple generic round.
See, like, it doesn't matter for me because I like it how it looks pretty.
Right, but would you pay?
I wouldn't pay more.
Right.
Like, I would actually want it
You'd
on
prefer
sale.
that one, maybe. Yeah, you'd want it on
I
sale.
want it on sale
Yeah.
because it's pretty damaged.
But that's the thing, is they consider it all damaged.
Yeah.
They consider it like it's the same as it being cleaned, because people can literally throw this coin in a bag of a hard-boiled egg which has sulfur in it, and that sulfur is what tones it, and that, you know, in an hour it'll be
Right.
all purple and blue and all that stuff.
On purpose.
Right. So if I have this coin and the purple blue version is selling for $100 more,
No.
why not put it in a plastic bag with a hard-boiled egg?
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna get $100
100%.
for a little bit of time in a plastic bag. Absolutely.
100%.
However, this the wholesaler views it differently because they're moving mass products. They're not looking at one item and another item and another item.
Okay. Let's measure this thing, and we've got lots of questions in the chat.
All right.
I found a tape measure.
Tape measure. So the top is about 11 inches, and let's go this way. 11 inches by
8-ish.
8-ish,
Oh, like a
seven
piece
and a
of
half,
paper.
8-inch. Yeah,
It's a piece of paper.
about a piece of paper. And then what's the height here?
But the inside is really what we're...
No, what we really want to know is the model number.
Oh, well, that's painted over.
It's painted over. Well, it was really a sticker, and the sticker has been removed.
Yeah.
5 inches tall
Yeah.
in height. So if you can find that and associate that to a series number or a model number, that would be the most helpful. I don't have that information. This is where the sticker usually is. That'll say like, "Oh, series 16057389." I would totally messed up that number. I got 160 and then 5, and then my brain went there. Kept going. Yeah. All right.
Okay, now that song's gonna be in my head.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Old Silver Dog's in the chat. Everyone's in the chat. We got 25 peoples in the chat.
25 peoples.
Okay. So, I don't know. Oh, Michael wants to know if you're going to be selling the Pelican cases in the shop.
I totally could.
But that means we have to do like sales tax. And
Yeah,
like,
that's
a
the
whole nother
issue
thing.
with selling supplies and products. Is that even if I wanted to sell tubes, right? I have to buy it. There's going to be sales tax on this. Technically, if something has any numismatic value, it's supposed to have sales tax. Anything more than a generic round is supposed to have sales tax.
Well, we ain't gonna talk about
Because I'm not going to put much information out there about it. But because the Texas and most other states says that precious metals
that.
do not have the sales tax. However, numismatic coins do. So anything at a higher premium than what's just selling for the silver value
Yeah.
is supposed to have a sales tax to it.
Okay.
And not just the amount more than the silver value, the entirety of the value.
Got it.
Right. So sales tax becomes tricky because then I open a whole can of worms of what's supposed to be sales tax and what's not supposed to be sales tax.
Okay,
all that.
there's other people that... Angry Buffalo's in the chat. What's up? All right. So Southern
questions?
Haven was the first one to say it. Probably other people too, but I
Okay.
probably skipped over it. But he is asking, Joseph, what was your best purchase during your first week?
Oh, best purchase. I got it right over here on the floor. So this week we had one person, well, more than one person came in, but a single person came in with a $130,000 collection. That was the first day. It took multiple hours to go through. And this was a portion.
Well, hold on. I would say even before that, Training with Lions came in.
Yes, Training with Lions was actually our first customer of
Yes.
the business of Lake Conroe Gold.
Yes.
In our physical location,
Mm-hmm.
which is super exciting because Training with Lions was also this channel's first member. And if I ever do channel stickers, which I'm considering it and I'm probably going to take some time to figure that out, but the channel stickers, you'll see that his sticker will be the longest lasting member of the channel because it was, I think after him, there was another person and then they fell off. But between him and the next most longest lasting member is a few months spread. So thank you so much for your continual support, Training with Lions. I really, really appreciate it. And I was honored to have you in our shop
Yeah.
bright and early, 10 a.m. as soon as we opened on our first day.
Yeah.
That was super, super cool.
And a super cute selfie that they took.
That is not going to be published.
That is not going to be published, but I saw it.
Yeah.
Super cute.
So, yes, Train with Lions was our first customer.
And he bought something.
He bought some stuff, so
Yeah.
that was super cool. My first experience with... Oh, someone found the Pelican number. Awesome. You are awesome, Bruce Miller. Thank you so much. Yes.
Also, Ricardo has also the whole line item, too.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
they're in
I
the
just saw
chat.
Bruce come up. So, yeah, that's the one that I have. Well, that one that I just showed. There are others. Anyone that is 5 inches in height will fit a full tube, the American Eagle tubes. There are other ones that are taller that I also have. We can get measurements, or if there's a sticker on it, that hold the Canadian maple tube.
Well, there's
But-
also like some squish in there too, so it has.
Yeah, there's foam. There's foam that squeezes them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Training
then
with Lions was our first customer. And
yeah, then I had an appointment.
Yeah.
This person had a collection. Oh, this
Ew.
coffee's
Making you burpy.
making me burp, I guess.
Ew.
Excuse me.
I got water.
Then a person came in with a collection. It was his grandfather stacked it, and it was passed down to his father, and then he had added to it over a couple decades.
Yeah. And he
And
came in with like a buggy and
Oh, he had a
container.
full. What's that actually called?
They're like little dollies.
Dollies, like the ones you get at Home Depot.
Yeah,
With
the
the
flat ones.
flatbed dollies.
Yeah.
And he had one of those big yellow
And black.
and black cases,
Like
and a
storage
big old
container.
duffel bag.
Yeah.
Actually, do we have that canvas bag somewhere?
Oh yeah, it's probably right here.
He came in with this canvas bag that was holding 350 generic silver rounds. I thought I just saw it.
Did you just see it?
Is it under these boxes?
It might be.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, and whatever else was under.
Whatever dropped it. So here's this canvas bag, property of NJ Bell Telephone Company.
That's OG AT&T.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Whoa! Okay, that's even cooler. But you see, it's like the length of my entire desk or view, I guess.
That's probably here. I got a tape measure.
Oh, where's the tape measure?
I've got a tape measure.
Whoop. About 20 inches long there. Big old canvas bag. This had 350 generic silver rounds. They were all Morgan Dollar type. So we bought those. That was super cool. About 250 of those went directly to wholesale. So we kept 100 of them. And then we also kept another 100 different generic silver rounds that came in from him. So we kept 200 ounces of generic silver, sold the rest. But the exciting thing that came in from this man...
Oh, there was a lot of cool.
There was a lot of really cool things, but this is probably my favorite, just because we're in Texas, and this is going to be
That's gonna
probably
be reflective.
on my desk. Let me try to
And
not...
very reflective.
Yeah. So this is an ounce of gold, half ounce, quarter ounce, 1/10 ounce, and an ounce of silver. This is the official Texas bullion, right? So there was 1987, and there's another set that was 1986. So he's got both full sets right here. See if we can get them all lined up. Boom. 86 in the flips and 87 in the plastic case. I could probably buy the plastic case for the 86 just to help display that as well.
Yeah.
But I was just doing some research on this morning. I've heard of this, seen it once before, these coins, or medallions, technically. What I learned this morning is that these were actually commissioned by the state of Texas.
Oh.
So these were paid for by taxpayer dollars
That's not
in
bad.
1986.
Yeah.
They were produced by a mint in Texas.
Okay.
And they actually even have a mint mark from that mint. Let's see if we can zoom in here.
Zoom.
This CSM is a mint in Houston
Oh.
that is now, I believe, this part was fuzzy. There was a few different um, records of this, but I believe that company is now the Texas Bullion, where you might see generic rounds with the state of Texas on it, and I think a star behind it. They do all kinds of modern bullion today. I believe that company is now, or the company that made this is now that minting company. So,
Interesting.
this is an official government-backed medallion
Mm-hmm.
that is 3 nines pure, both silver and gold. So a lot more, and you'll see there's some red marks. Pure gold does this. If you've never seen it before, pure gold has they call them copper spots. What's cool about copper spots instead of just toning is that you can actually burn these off, and they'll go away temporarily. They will probably come back, but you can just take a lighter to them and they will disappear. I've actually seen it done in person. I haven't done it myself, but I've seen it done, and it's actually pretty impressive.
Mm.
So super cool coins here.
Reflective, babe.
Yep.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
So 1 ounce gold, or 1 ounce, the full set in 86 and 87. Those are probably some of the coolest things that came in. Other than that, if y'all haven't heard of the art medallion program from the 80s, the US Mint made 90% gold coins or gold medallions that were commemorating artists, like really, really well-known artists. And it was 1.5 ounces. He had 7.5 ounces of gold that came in with that, as well as another 2 ounces of Proof American Eagles that came in. So the thing is, a lot of that stuff I can't hold as much, right? So
Oh yeah, and then also these.
oh yeah, and then these also came in. 3 Carson City Morgan dollars came in.
I mean,
It was,
it was so much. Like we had a
This is actually a note of what this guy paid for it back in 1973. He paid $34 for this 83 Carson City. So super cool. He had 3 of them, 82, 83, and 84. But the thing is, the reason a lot of it went to wholesale is that, like, let's say my spending budget was $150,000, right? And it's more than that, but we'll just say that example. Oh, that's a Eisenhower dollar. We had a lot of 40% stuff come in too.
It has like the distinct smell.
Oh yeah. So let's say like the money I have to play this game with is 150,000, and I spent 130,000 day one. Obviously, I'm gonna have to sell that so quickly that I get the money back so I can play the next day, right? That's why a lot of it, I think 2/3 of it or so, went to wholesale. And as soon as they get our package, then that money will be wired back into our account. We'll be able to pull it out of the account and continue reinvesting that money into what's going to grow for us. So yeah, that's most of the cool stuff that came in. Other than that, we got a lot of proof sets. I doubt you guys want to see just regular proof sets.
Well, this is
and
cool. This
is
that's weird.
this is a sterling silver medallion from the Franklin Mint. This is the kind of stuff that most people aren't super interested in, to be honest. But it'll probably be on sale or for sale in our shop and on our website and everything once that gets going.
Oh, dude, it's
For
not
probably
completed.
like under spot. It's not even silver. I didn't even. We paid him regular money for that. He had some albums of clad quarters and stuff like that we just
Yeah.
paid him face value for. This is another one that I think is really cool. Another type of product that people usually don't get, but this is a pound of silver. Another Texas Memorial. This is actually the same design as the commemorative $50 for the Texas's centennial year. So this was, you could see the centennial, 1836 to 1936, and then this was actually made in 1986, so 150 years. But this is a pound of silver. This is an avoirdupois pound, not a Troy pound.
I like
So
when you say
it
that.
actually is about 14.7 Troy ounces, 16 avoirdupois ounces, 14.7 Troy ounces. So that's a reason why not a lot of people buy stuff like this. But this is a really cool piece if you live in Texas. It is a really cool complementary to this set.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah, that's
That was
most
day
of the.
one.
That was day one. Later we had some more people come in, more boring stuff.
How is it boring?
Yeah, boring, but not as exciting.
Yeah.
You
This is
see
like
here.
multiple generational, like
Yeah, that was multiple
inheritance.
generations. And what was cool about it is it wasn't someone who's just like, "Hey, I inherited all this stuff. I don't know what it is," because I get a lot of that, and it's disappointing.
Yeah.
What was cool is this guy was actively adding to his stack. All he was adding was generic rounds and eagles, right? And I believe he sold about a quarter to a half of his stuff.
Oh, his stuff.
No, not his. The whole of it. He sold a quarter to a half of it.
Oh.
And what he was doing with that was paying off his mom's debt, and as well as some of his other family members' debt. So he split it up amongst the family, and then was doing a family reunion / vacation, right? So it went back into helping out the family, reconnecting the family,
Yeah.
and a lot of beneficial. There was also some business opportunity stuff he was talking about.
Oh, nice.
So it went towards very good family type things.
Yeah.
That any stacker would hope and dream that their stack goes towards. That's what was really cool about that transaction.
I just remember I was like, the girls and I came in like halfway through, probably more than halfway through, because there was a lot on the table. Which if you want to see the picture at the end, it's on Facebook. It's
Oh yeah, well you can pull it up because it's.
Oh yeah, that too.
It's
and so
not face revealing.
I remember I'm standing there, and we're counting money, and then I remember I said, "I hope you're not taking this to the bank."
And he was like, he looked at her like, no.
Like, okay, maybe it's none of my I was like, it's none of my business where you take it, but can we just be like all on the same page? Don't take it there. Okay. Let me unbrighten it for you.
So this is what the table looked like. You can see the canvas bag, a lot of proof sets, a lot of the 40% stuff. Let's see, those are the Carson Cities right there.
Oh wait, there. Actually, he was taking it to the bank. Let's say he was
right.
being proper
yes,
about
yes.
it. Yeah.
These are all
proofs or
commemorative dollars.
Yeah.
Commemorative dollars, and then let's see. There's he had a 1 year set 1996 of gold. He had 1 ounce proof gold eagles. Yeah, so you get the idea. How deep? Oh, that's all covered. Never mind. There's some cool commemorative. It's all the way on the bottom.
I know, I can move on.
There's some cool commemorative packages called the Chronicles of something.
Of Narnia?
No. About the presidents. They made these packages around the commemorative dollars that commemorated certain presidents. And yeah, here we go.
Or this?
Oh, Chronicle. What was I thinking? Oh, yeah, Coin and Chronicle set. Coin and Chronicle set. And then this one is a coin and currencies set. So this one's cool because, Benjamin Franklin. We've got the Franklin dollar there.
What's this?
And then it comes with a bunch of stamps, a story about Benjamin Franklin's life and stuff. That's a cool set. What's really, really awesome about this one is that this is also in here. A copy of the almanac that has, handwritten stuff. I don't even know what this almanac is, honestly. But I think this is super cool. Hand-drawn and handwritten notes. Looks like medical stuff. I don't know. Almanac's usually medical, right?
I don't know.
Motions of the Sun and Moon. I have no idea what that is, but it came in the set. Maybe it's written by Benjamin Franklin, probably.
Maybe.
If anyone knows history better than I do, let me know what that is. But yeah, this is cool. It's a whole set. If people are super into Benjamin Franklin, they stack those $100 bills and want some Benjamins. This would be a pretty cool set. That's just gonna be the cost of a silver dollar, which would probably just be at spot, honestly. So cool set there. This tells you that you can just simply spin the dollar in there. I'll just
tuck it in.
Tuck it in there. Actually,
and then this was a cool set thing.
Oh yeah, I did keep 2 of the mint sets, or of the commemorative dollar sets, for specific reasons. I'll show you which ones. Boop. But here's another commemorative dollar set that came in. This is about Thomas Jefferson. So we've got the Thomas Jefferson commemorative dollar. This is a 1994 P special mint strike nickel. So that's a whole thing, and a $2 star note. That is almost a trinary note. That would have been kind of cool, but very cool. If people collect $2 bills, that would be a cool addition. I mean, clearly, I would be selling this at $2.05 over spot. So that would be awesome for someone who's into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just cool history pieces.
Yeah.
And you nerd out over those things.
I think this type of stuff is cool. I feel like someone out there might be interested in it enough, but not interested enough that they're going to pay a high premium for it.
Correct. And it's also one of those things where we see it as, this could be a lesson for the girls. And it's a history lesson real quick. Not real quick. That's right here. And so...
bump the camera, moving stuff around. Sorry, guys. Here is a...
Can I get my phone back? Because that's where my chat is.
Here is a
Casper
commemorative set. This one's really cool because it's the only pure gold $10 commemorative coin. So this is based off of the $10 circulated pre-33 Indian head, Liberty head type coins. So it's just under half an ounce, 90% gold, $10 commemorative coin. The only one they made. So this is the set that comes in. He had sold us 2 of these, so I took one to wholesale and kept the better looking one. And then we also got this, just regular, most people know this one. This is the 1986 commemorative set. The thing is, I just really like this $5 gold. I think of all the $5 golds, this is a really nice one.
You just like the zoom in of our face.
I think ones that are about liberty or about the country's history, that's not like, this president, and the ones nowadays that are about other things.
Yeah. That
are, to me, a lot less historically significant than just our country's liberty and founding fathers, and I don't know. And then most people know the brown Ikes. We got some brown Ikes in, some brown and blue Ikes. So if you were putting together a Eisenhower set, we have almost the entire set now.
Oh.
And multiple bicentennial sets and all that.
Fun.
Yeah, I think altogether, within that first order, I bought 25 silver Eisenhower dollars, and we sold, I think, 20 of them, or like 18. We just kept one of each. So.
And it was one of those things. It was hard to determine what we're keeping and what we're selling off to wholesale and like Joseph and I mean, really, it was. Joseph, do I want this? I'm like, well, do you personally want it? Or does the shop want it?
Big difference.
Then he's just like, okay, you're right. And so
that's the thing, is the stacker in me wants to just keep all of it.
Correct.
I just spent all this money on silver and gold. I'm not going to sell right now. I think it's about to go up. So
yeah. But business Joseph's
Joseph's got to
make smart decisions
flip
for
some
the
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, that decision was very, very stressful for me.
Yeah.
I was having a hard time that day.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember like after dinner, you were like standing in the kitchen and you're like standing next to the sink. And I'm like, I lean back and all I see you is just like standing like,
Yeah, I
like
had to take
close
some
your
deep
eyes
breaths.
and like a deep breath. I'm like, babe, you're okay.
Yeah,
It
I
will
had to
be
take some
okay.
deep breaths. So the stressful part of it was I had no idea how wholesale wanted it packaged.
Yeah.
There was very little guidance on it. And I was calling the trade desk, hey, how can I package this? What do I need to do? Each package was only insured up to 50,000, which obviously can happen very quickly if a lot
Yeah.
of it's gold. And then they needed it double boxed and everything bubble wrapped, right? So I also didn't have tubes, I didn't have bags, I didn't have anything to like secure much of the stuff in.
Like literally first time.
So yeah,
First time.
literally first time. So
The service desk was so graceful
they were
though, and so
they were
helpful.
great. They were so helpful. I called them I think 6 different times. I was stressing, guys. It
That
took
was just
me.
the one day.
It was in one day, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next day I actually packaged everything, weighed it, printed the labels, all that. That itself took another 5 hours because I like put this box together and then it was over the amount. I put this box together and I had these 3 boxes and then the shipping wasn't right and yeah, it was a mess.
That was
I was a mess ball, a stress ball.
yeah, stressful
So-
for sure.
We're over that hump. It feels way better. We sent them all out,
Mhm.
and we're waiting for wholesale to notify that they got it. And
Yeah, that's
go
the part that
from
makes
there.
me nervous. Like that's my
That-
part of
yeah.
like, wait, have you gotten it? Like clearly there's a tracker on it, or some kind of tracker situation.
Mhm.
There's also insurance, and yeah, that's the part where you just trust lots
Yeah.
of trust in the mail system. I mean, thankfully it is FedEx, and they are
Right.
really good about that. And honestly, that's like top tier, anyways. So
Right. So, but also to put that in perspective of like how much the insurance was. If I went over $50,000, the insurance bumped to $100,000, and they had to send it via air. When I originally packaged it, one of the packaging was air over 50,000, and the other one was under 50,000.
mhm.
And to send those 2 packages would have costed me $780. Then I repackaged it so there was 3 separate boxes under 50,000, and then to send all 3 of those was $420.
Mhm.
So in the 5 hours of work, I saved the company $300.
Yeah,
I think that's worth 5 hours of stressing over it.
is it?
I don't know.
But it was your first time doing it, and there was very limited information, anyways, like on our end
Yeah.
of what expectations are and what you want, because you are very much like, give me a list, give me the measurements. And
Yeah, I was
will do
expecting
it.
I was expecting like they were gonna have a video of like, oh, silver has to be packaged like this. Put it in the box. Your box has to be packaged this way. Tape it like this. It was just like a word, double boxed with bubble wrap protection and tape around every seam. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Well, let's move on. What questions do we got? What questions do we got in the chat?
Mm,
Or any comments we could tangent on?
there's just conversations that were going on. Let's see. West Texas Stacker says, "What are your thoughts on vintage silver bars?"
I love vintage silver. I have a whole collection in my deep stack of vintage silver. For me, so here's an example. This is a vintage silver piece, but it required me to look up this company. It required me to figure out whole rabbit hole of when this was made. Yeah. Even then, it's a range of 2 to 3 years, right? And you could argue the same about Engelhard, right?
Oh, I like Engelhard.
Engelhard, there's no date on it, right? So when it comes to that stuff, it becomes challenging because this is just silver. It's a generic silver. And Engelhard specifically has some respect with the wholesalers. Well, they'll pay more for Engelhard. And I think Johnson Matthey as well. And those are the 2 biggest vintage companies. But things like this that are almost unheard of, that have an even lower mintage, um, wholesale doesn't have a separate line item for Eagle Mint. Wholesale doesn't even have a separate line item for um, Scottsdale Mint or Sunshine Mint or anything like that, right? So even the modern stuff, it's just generic silver. There's all of the countries silver, Silver Eagles, Silver Maples, Libertads, Britannias. Those all have separate line items, meaning different offers based on what it actually is, and everything else is just generic silver. It's why a lot of shops, if it's just pure silver, they will pay you pure silver for it, right? Which means generic silver price. So vintage silver, um, for me personally in my stack, I would like it to have the date. And I think of vintage silver as anything that has a date on it that was after the US Mint stopped making silver in their coins, 1964. Really, you could argue that'd be 1976, and you don't really find much in the 60s anyway, because there's 40% silver. So let's say 1970 would have been the last circulated silver. And then the Eisenhowers are all technically like commemorative. They are all distributed in from directly from the mint, so it's different. So let's say 1970, all the way up until the start of the American Silver Eagle. You could argue that that would be kind of 82 with the George Washington commemorative $50, and then the other commemorative dollar programs. But let's just widen it as much as we can. 64 to 86. If it's dated within that range, that is what I consider vintage silver. There's some exceptions like Sunshine Mint, even the prospectors from Engelhard. I think they go to 87, right? Sunshine Mint is one of my favorite mints. They produce the rounds that are then turned into the American Eagles, right? Today they do, but they have rounds that are, I think I have some rounds that are minted and dated that put them before. Here we go. It was the Sunshine Mint or Sunshine Mining Company. Here we go. Here's one, 1982, Sunshine Silver, Sunshine Mining Company. And I believe in 1980 or 1990, they went bankrupt or had some buyer, and then they turned into the Sunshine Minting Company. Minting, it's SMI, so it's the Institute, or here's another Sunshine Mining from 86, right? So now we have Sunshine Mining with a date on it versus Sunshine Minting. Here's another one right here, 84. And they also make bars this way. Let's see if I have. Oh, here's another Sunshine. Here's a modern one, Sunshine Minting, with their modern logo on it. I wouldn't call that vintage, even though that could date all the way back to whenever they were making these logo pieces. You can't really get the uncirculated looking ones anymore. They only sell the proof looking, right? So this could date all the way back to 1990, but there's no date on it. Let's see if I have any other. No. But that is the exact example I use for what I consider vintage. If it's got the date, then that date range is kind of what I use. It's 64 to 86. To me, it's when the United States government was providing silver for its people, is outside of those ranges, pre 64 or pre 65 and after 1985. That's where the U.S. Mint was making it very available for people to buy. There's these silver programs, right, where it was regularly minted silver. This is all private companies that you'd have to buy directly from that company. You kind of had to be in the know. You had to be someone who was really into silver. And you think, like, at this time, silver was maybe $1.50 an ounce or whatever that might have been, right? Like, this was a very niche thing. So to answer your question, I think that vintage silver is really, really cool, but it's hard to justify spending any more than just generic silver price for that kind of stuff. Um, so I'm going to be selling it and buying it as generic silver. So if you have vintage silver, unfortunately, I'm not going to be the best place to sell it. But if you're looking for vintage silver, I'm going to be selling it very nicely. So that's my thought process on that. Let me check the chat here. I'm not sure where my wife left off. Sorry, I'm really, really bad at the chat. I'm working on it. Oh, here we go. Did you have another question lined up, or
No,
you weren't really watching what people were saying about
wasn't,
vintage silver?
because
So
I got us more coffee, and then I realized
it's necessary.
I forgot that I was doing laundry too. So then I just
Okay, so Michael Hermes asks, "Am I going to be selling supplies in the shop?" So
no, we had that was
well,
that
he
was
he
recent?
just asked.
Oh.
Yeah, he's. I was talking about that earlier. If I have supplies, it's most likely going to be gifts. If I have supplies or tubes or anything like that, it's because they came in from a collection, right? So it's
Or
going to
if
be
there's
used.
tubes and flips and things that you want to get rid of, you can definitely drop and buy.
Yeah.
We'll
The
recycle.
reason is if I'm selling them, I have to charge sales tax. And as soon as I open the can of worms of sales tax, it's what products have sales tax and what products don't have sales tax. I was talking about this earlier. In the state of Texas, silver or precious metals sold for the precious metal value does not have to have sales tax, which means anything with any sort of premium above a generic ounce would be something that is selling for a price above that of the silver value. So even an eagle would require sales tax. Even a Canadian maple, even anything that's above. Like today, I'm selling generic silver at $1.50 over spot, right? So anything over that would require sales tax, technically. Any graded coin, sales tax. Anything that's above and beyond the silver or precious metal value. So if I just say I'm only selling metals, only selling precious metals, then I wouldn't necessarily have to charge sales tax. The difference would be, stuff like currency, numismatic coins. I'd be selling those like online and stuff like that. It would be a little bit different. So, Training with Lions is saying I could sell it under a different business name. That's also something I was considering. That Joseph's Reserves would be on its own LLC, would sell those types of supplies. That's a consideration. That's something we may have to play with. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it could be Joseph's Reserves is selling out of a leased space through Lake Conroe Gold.
Yeah, we've even talked about like the girls having
their own side business, and they would be selling the stuff.
Or
that's
having
also
an ATM and like.
Yeah, and the ATM would be under the girls' business or my wife's business. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways you could do it. But the thing is, it's something we have to figure out. At the moment, we're not selling it because we haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
But for example, someone came in. Where'd that canvas bag go? There was a purchase.
This one. That one?
Oh, yeah. There was a purchase where someone dropped off a bunch of silver as 350 ounces in this canvas bag I was just showing earlier, right? So, I mean, if you buy, say, a monster box from me and I don't have the tubes for it, or let's see, you buy a bunch of 10-ounce bars and I feel like, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you this if you're interested in it. I could easily sell this, right?
I mean, that's some history right there, bro.
Yeah. You said this was the original.
I think that's OG. If I am on the right path of history, I think that's OG AT&T.
AT&T.
Like.
Yeah, this is history.
It's something Graham Bell. I'm totally blanking.
Right, but the thing is, he came in with all that silver, dumped it on the table, and he I didn't buy that from him, so should I profit off of it? I don't know.
Yeah.
So supplies like that, I'll probably just be giving it away: tubes, capsules, flips, whatever that is. Honestly, I'm probably gonna have a whole stack of flips that I just anytime I sell one that's loose, throw it in a flip. There you go. That's pretty standard practice in the industry. I feel, at least it should
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Should be. Tubes, typically, I've seen a lot of people, if you buy more than 10 ounces, there's a tube. I'm not going to give you a tube for 1 ounce. I'm sorry. 5
Absolutely
ounces,
not.
I don't
No.
know. 10 makes sense.
10, I say 10 or more. But then also, how many is left in said tube? Like, do you only have 10 left in the tube and then, like, they take it with them? Or are you taking out 10 to just be free
Now I
balling?
have 10 loose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
they're free balling, and
Yeah.
it's just like,
No, what it
No.
would more be is I'm ordering tubes as a business expense.
correct.
I've got tubes in the back.
Customer appreciation.
They put, customer appreciation.
Tax write-off, boom. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so I would gift the 50-cent, $1 tube
Yeah.
because you bought 10 ounces from me.
Oh.
I don't need to be,
Yeah. 100%.
exactly. So if there's specific supplies you're looking for,
Because guess
I
what?
can definitely add you to a list. Oh, hey, this customer came in with a specific quarter book you're looking for. Boom, there you go.
I mean, we already have a handful of people, like Michael Hermes. He has very specific dates that he's looking for, and we're on the hunt for them. You know,
Another
I'm
thing
sure
is-
Training with Lions also has a list.
Yeah. Another thing I found out is once my website is up and going, which will be about a week from now.
Yeah.
Once the website's up and go, I had a whole meeting yesterday with the designer. She's gonna come back to me she said at most a week, and then there's gonna be some back and forth, and then the website will be able to go live. But
It's so much more intricate. And
oh my
instead
goodness,
Of like,
I thought it was
press-
just gonna be
press go.
you have a set website for me. Let's turn it on. Like it's way more than that. But so
I thought every step though of
I thought
this
that's yeah.
is every step has been
Guys, just to use the POS system, the process of sales
Yeah.
of buying and selling this stuff so that it gets tracked right for inventory purposes, it was 3 2.5-hour trainings.
Yeah.
It was
With lots
insane.
of information.
Lots of information. I'm gonna have to call him to refresh soon.
I remember you
'Cause-
came out of the meeting since
Oh,
we were
man.
home during those times, and I remember you just kind of like your moment in the kitchen the other day.
Just
you
take a
just,
breath.
You were just sitting there like with your hands on your like temples, just like my
Absorb
brain.
information.
Yeah, my brain is a lot, and like Joseph loves learning and like
Yeah.
loves finding out new information and like tinking with new things. So like he was in his jam and in his element, and for him to come out of that training like what just happened and my brain is going to explode, I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
I'm so glad I was not in that. Because your girl cannot absorb that. And yeah, that was, and
Yeah.
it was 3 separate trainings.
Well, what I was gonna say
Oh, yeah, we got
about the
distracted.
website.
Oh, yeah.
A feature of the website is that if I don't have something in stock, there's gonna be a notify me bell, like most bowling websites, but that will automatically notify you the second I buy something. So when I buy it, it's gonna go into my system, and it'll automatically send you either a text or email, whatever you decide to sign up for.
That's pretty cool.
It'll notify you, as well as the fact that when you sign up for a profile on my website, you're going to have access to every single one of your receipts that goes through our system from your computer. Like, you don't have to call me at all. It'll just be you sign into my website.
Yeah.
It'll track everything you bought from me, all of that stuff. Of course, if you're transacting with me in person and you don't want all your stuff on an account, like most people, they just do a cash transaction.
Yeah.
Totally fine. We can do that. Not a big deal. We can
Come
do that
over.
separate.
Come over.
Not separate as outside the system, but separate as in I'm not going to put your name on a thing.
Yeah.
You're going to be part of the very, very frequent customer walk-in client.
Yeah.
He comes in all the time.
Yeah, that one guy.
That one guy.
That one guy.
Walk-in is a really odd name, so he's very memorable.
Oh my. Anyways.
Yeah.
The website.
So the website, it'll be able to notify you when you're looking for something specific. And let's say you want a very like specific year thing, and one of my customers sent me a picture of specific years of standing Liberty quarters he's looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm not going to put that on my website if I know you're looking for it. So that's the type of things I'm going to be able to have a list of things that people that are around that I know are going to be able to come in same day and pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the program's going to have a list of generic stuff. If you want a 5-ounce Libertad, right? That's going to be a line item on my website potentially that people can click to notify, and it'll be on the website. The thing is, there's going to have to be a very specific balance of, I don't want to have a drop down menu of Libertads, and I've got any year Libertad up there, and then like 17 out of stock specific items that people are looking for.
Yeah, that's
so
obnoxious.
It'll look bad that way. But if I have 1-ounce Libertad and then 2 5 and proof Libertad, those are out of stock. But I got the 1-ounce Libertad, right? You're looking for a 5-ounce. If you're looking for a specific year, just email me, text me, call me. My phone number will be out there. So those specific year things, I'm not going to have a line item for every specific year because it's all just going to stay out of stock. But yeah, I'll have all kinds of stuff like that I can notify people to all the products that are coming by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's been a process.
Oh, yeah.
And each day is a new process and to-do list. And like the XRF machine. We got that.
Oh, man.
We got that on Thursday.
Yep.
And then
yesterday I had a training.
We thought it was just a plug in and go.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was plug in, get it going, done.
Because you've used it at your previous shop.
Yeah, I've used an XRF at my previous shop, and it's gone out. And we've had to have someone come in and reset it back to factory stuff, and then we just turn it on and it goes.
Yeah.
This one I bought, we turn it on, and then I plug in a flash drive to download the software, which I then can, like, on my profile, with that flash drive, download updated software.
Oh.
Which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And then there was a whole training on radiation, which I was a nuclear engineer in the military. I didn't really need a training on radiation, but it was interesting to see how little radiation came from the XRF. Especially I have like the closed tabletop one. It's extra shielding and stuff, so there's essentially zero. He compared it to a microwave. So, yeah.
We don't own one of those either.
We don't own one of those, but the other comparison was to your regular annual dental x-rays. So he said if you had just the gun that shoots x-rays everywhere and you're shooting it at your foot for, through the table at your feet that are in the area, if you did that for 8 hours straight, 5 days a week, for 50 weeks a year, the amount of radiation you would accumulate in that time period is 1/20th of the amount of radiation from getting your annual dental x-rays. So very, 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 very low. And that's the one that is unshielded, shooting everywhere. So the one that has shield is like negligent.
So Southern Haven asked, do you have the encapsulated XRF?
Do you mean like the cage type closed down one?
Yes.
Then yes, I do.
Honestly, it's way cooler than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, and
because,
also
I've seen other ones.
Yeah.
And this is not what I thought we were getting.
Yeah, this one looks way more modern than what I'm used to. Another thing is that this one I can plug into my computer and print out a reading. So with a printout, that means I'm going to be able to assay anything, right? So I could have an assaying service where someone comes in, they have either a chain or a Rolex or a whatever. I can look up specifications of even like the person who was training me, he was a specialist in grades of stainless steel.
Oh.
I was like, that's actually pretty cool. I just now learned that there are different grades of stainless steel, so thank you.
I had no idea.
he was like, what are you talking about? But
are you kidding?
But he was talking about how Rolex has the highest grade of stainless steel. I didn't know that.
Oh.
So he uses the XRF to test the grade of stainless steel to authenticate Rolexes. Like, that's actually super cool.
Okay.
No, I had no idea that was a thing.
That's
So
rad.
I'm gonna be able to look up the statistics or whatever the profile of that grade
Yeah.
of stainless steel, as well as the alloys used within the specific 18 karat or whatever they're using for Rolex, because a knockoff Rolex might be 18 karat, but it's not going to be the exact alloy of 18 karat that Rolex uses. So I'm going to be able to authenticate all kinds of things, and that's going to be at a fee.
Okay, there was a comment that as I was reading it, it got deleted. And so I'm not sure who had said it, but someone had asked that they had previously come into the shop prior to where you're working.
Oh, I see. Yep.
And they were wanting to know if they could come into your shop. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And so I guess the plug would be is Lake Conroe Gold. Like, plug in
Yeah.
your shop, our shop.
Right.
And
so
give
shameless
them-
plug.
Yeah.
We are Lake Conroe Gold. This is my personal name is here. Which, if you've come into that other shop, you've met me. But this is my business phone number.
It's very tiny, actually, now that I'm like looking at it.
This is the business phone number. LakeConroeGold.com is going to be the website when it's up and going.
Yeah.
Super basic email, LakeConroeGold@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is our address. It's right off 105. If you know the lake, here's the lake. We are on, 105 runs underneath. It kind of goes up and bends. Right at that bend, right there is where we are, kind of.
Yeah. If you know where Baby Cakes is.
Baby Cakes Bakery and Coffee Shop.
Yep. We're on right next to that.
Yep. We're like just a few doors over.
Yep.
Oh, a building next to it.
Yeah,
a building next to it,
it.
but a few doors over.
Mm-hmm.
We're in an office space in a building over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we have not gone to Baby Cakes yet because
my father-in-law did, my business
yeah.
partner. He went over there, got me a coffee. The coffee's great. But we have yet to indulge in the baby cakes.
Okay, when my dad
Cupcakes. They're
Once
cupcakes.
because that was your first day, and then we got to the shop, the girls and I, and my dad was there, and he's like, "I am so glad I did not take the girls over there because I would have ran out of money." And then yesterday, when he was like, "Well, we were talking about a donut shop." And then it was, "Oh, let's go to Baby Cakes, Papa." And he's like, no.
He already knows he's gonna overspend there. Which I mean, okay, it's exciting that we have that there, and
yes,
in a couple years we'll be able to send the girls, "Hey, go get us some stuff." And
they're not of the age of like just going over there and getting
right.
something right.
I feel like it's gonna be super cool. Like, for example, this customer that came in with his grandfather's collection. He was there for a few hours, right? And my wife came in and brought me breakfast burritos that she had made at home. And just,
nope, that day
I
had
that
come
day
from
was
work. And
it was catered from her work.
Yeah.
And so she grabbed a dozen or so.
Yeah, 'cause
And
there was, like,
we had a
30
bunch of tacos.
Mm-hmm.
And I offered the customer one. Obviously, I'm not going to, she's walking in with a handful of tacos. I'm not going to not offer him one.
Yeah.
So he had one. I had one. It was cool. It was a good, I don't know. Just,
I mean, it was just a basic.
it's just
bacon
taco.
and eggs.
Yeah, sure. But that's the type of customer interactions that I feel like is going to be awesome, especially with us so close to Baby Cakes. We're doing a real big transaction. I could go send the kids on a coffee run or send the kids over to get some cupcakes. Hey, client, you want a coffee? You want a cupcake? Yeah.
Yeah, we are wanting, like, our plan is to have some kind of coffee machine inside
We're
the shop.
we're probably so. My wife really wants an espresso machine.
100%.
And her way of getting the espresso machine for herself is to get it for the shop.
It's for the shop. It's a business expense. And we'll live at the shop. And I also will be living at the shop.
I keep telling her, no, we probably don't need an espresso machine. And then on day one, my father-in-law, hey, we need to get an espresso machine in here.
Oh, praise God. Thank you, Lord Jesus. The Lord told him. No, not only have I been looking at espresso machines, but I've been looking them on Facebook Market because, one, they're going to be a better deal.
We need to swipe.
Correct.
We need to have a receipt.
But I'm saying, I have been looking for a discounted version of what I want because I usually get stuff on Facebook Market anyways.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to buy something, like, I'm going to find it on Facebook Market.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, if it's going to be a business expense, we need a receipt.
You're right.
How are you going to buy from Facebook Market with a receipt?
I mean, I could...
We'll talk about this later. So, But the whole plan for the shop is
got a
that there's
receipt
going to
book.
be drinks. There's going to be, oh, I guess, yeah, you can write
Yeah.
out a 3-part
I got a
receipt.
receipt book.
Um, yeah, we're going to have, a mini fridge with
hospitality
energy
touches.
drinks and, hospitality touches. We'll have all that.
Hospitality, yeah.
And it's going to be exciting. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
The thing is, the entire point of the business is to get the medals into the people's hands, right? And we're going to be able to do so in a way that is literally going to feel like, hey, friend, come over here.
100%.
This is what I got. What are you looking for? I'll make you a deal on all this stuff. Sure.
Yeah. Pull
Yeah,
up.
absolutely. And I don't want it to feel like, no, I'm selling Eagles at $15 over spot. That's what I'm doing. If you don't like it, get out of here. Like, no. I don't.
That's just not our vibe, though. Like, we want to sit down and have a conversation and
Yeah.
like, get to know people and like, let's have something to drink in a way that's not alcoholic. But it's like, or let's break some bread together.
Yeah.
Like, really, that's what our vibe is let's break bread together and let me get to know you.
Mhm.
Oh, you also want precious metals? Yeah, I got that too. But like, let's hang out.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
talk.
There's been already a few customers that I'm like, hey, we need to get together and have some dinner.
Yeah.
We need to, you invite your wife and your kids and my wife, my kids, my father-in-law, business partner, he'll come too.
Oh yeah.
He can be over on the other table, sure. Just kidding.
He'll be at the kids' table.
The kids' table.
Michael Hermes says your brand of coffee should be on tap.
So that the
Yes.
thing is, we have Joseph's Reserves coffee that's
Yeah.
going to be on tap, but we might even do a Lake Conroe Gold coffee. It'll be the same supplier, literally the same coffee beans.
Literally the same coffee, just different sticker.
Different sticker. We might. It's just different company paying for it. So
Yeah. But yeah, that would be definitely what we would have in the espresso machine. That would be grounding into our coffees, 100%.
And if you're looking for Joseph's Reserves coffee,
You know what? Michael Hermes did say that he wanted a bag of coffee, and we totally forgot last week.
we didn't meet with him last week.
I know, but he had asked last week. I just remembered that. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Keep going.
If you're looking for Joseph's Reserves coffee, and I just got a text. What am I buying junk silver at? This is not on the business phone. This is someone personal. But I'm buying junk silver at 80%. So anyone in the area who has junk silver, they know 80% is a really, really good offer for this area particularly. I don't know how it is nationwide, but I'm paying 80% for junk.
Okay, that friend is currently at home by himself because his whole family is out of town. And so today's his like first day off probably since they've left.
So his family, he doesn't have to get permission from his wife. He's making it rain for some silver.
No, his wife will.
Anyway, was he asking what I'm selling it at or what I'm buying it at?
Anyways, we're live and we can talk to him an hour later.
Yeah.
I'll
what was I saying? Oh, okay.
Coffee.
If you are looking for Lake Conroe Gold or Joseph's Reserves coffee and you have an espresso machine, you're going, dang, he's only got whole beans or ground. I need to put in my espresso machine. My coffee supplier can grind it to a fineness for an espresso machine. So if that's you, email me and I'll be able to specifically order that for you. Just gonna put that out there. I'm not gonna make a whole separate item or drop down thing to select espresso because no one's asked about it yet. But
and usually if you have espresso, you have a grinder, so you're gonna get full beans and then your machine's already gonna grind it.
Okay.
So there's that.
Okay.
Most of the time.
But I know that's not always the case.
Correct. Because I was looking on Facebook Market and there was espresso machines that did not have grinders. And I'm like, what in the audacity is this?
Okay, well, let's see if we can somehow get the topic back to precious metals.
Okay, yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Well, is there any questions? Was my thought process there?
No, but I will say I want to pull out those generics that you got because I really like how they look. But I realized that I just put them underneath all of this. So let me move all this.
Yeah, go ahead and start pulling those out. Let me see if I have a topic that I wanted to discuss.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about? I mean, this is your live, your thing.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
They came to see.
Not
Joseph.
see,
but like they came to hear you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be rambling. Look at this lady. Did someone say free balling? Yeah, that's me.
You said it.
Yeah. Well, earlier when we were talking about like you taking the 10 out of the tube.
Oh, and then the other 10 are just free balling. Yeah. That is the way that my wife talks.
Yeah.
All right. So that was, I guess, a lot of what we did this week as the shop. In addition to all that, there's still a lot of construction going on. They finished painting the walls and everything, but yesterday we found out that the air conditioned ducting isn't routed right. So in our air conditioner in our unit, the one that is having the return air, sucking in air to cool it, was not blowing that air into our space. And then I turned on the air conditioner for the much wider space, and even then, after 3 days of air conditioner going, our shop yesterday got to 80 degrees, which is awful. Unacceptable. So here's some of the rounds that I got yesterday from.
With her on it? Okay.
Yeah. So these are some cool rounds. I don't know what company this is, but what I do know is that it is a vintage bar. I know that there's 81 and 82, and the year is, oh, here's the company, Worldwide Mint, Incorporated, 1981. So this is a vintage round, right? This is another clear example of vintage round being bought and sold at a generic round price, right? And this is what blows my mind, guys, is that this is a round from 81. This is a 45-year-old piece of silver, right? And then we get stuff like regular American Eagles that are all kinds of toned and milk spotted and
these ones are kind of
mistreated. So yeah, some of the
but the thing is
the Morgan dollar ones. This also came from him too, right?
Yeah, like
some of these are a little more tarnished, but what's interesting, well, these came out of my own collection, right? So like this is a more, yes it is.
Oh. I was like, that's in the same box.
I had a situation where I was spending gold and silver for some chiropractic care.
Oh yeah.
My Lake Conroe Gold, the business, is making a business profile for other businesses so that we would pay those businesses a better rate than the general public if they were willing to accept silver and gold as payment. So I made my first contract with actually a chiropractor in the area. He is accepting gold and silver at the rate I'm going to pay him, which is better than the public. It's a little bit, it's way closer to spot. He's accepting all gold at 96, as of yesterday, 96.5% of spot for all gold, and silver, including generic or anything else, at $3.75 under spot. That's just yesterday. Every day I'm going to send him a new rate, and that's what it's going to look like. He's also accepting, the program is going to be accepting 90% silver at 85% of spot. So because of that, I was paying him in silver and gold for some chiropractic care, and I took buffaloes from my personal collection and traded them with some Morgans so I could spend these rather than spending these because I want buffaloes in the shop. So yeah, these came from my personal collection.
I was wondering because I remember that guy bringing buffaloes.
Yeah, and then I have these that he sold. These, and this is also a vintage round, but here's another example of vintage round that does not have a year. I know this scales and the 1 troy ounce, 31.1 grams, all of that, the whole like international trade unit. That was a whole thing back in that time period of 65 to 85, right? So that's where this is a vintage round, but it's not dated. So this becomes harder to tell when it was actually made, harder to tell that it's actually generic or a vintage. So it's kind of up in the air whether or not this is considered a vintage round. This could have been made in 96 for all I know. Could have been made in 2001. Where do you draw the line for vintage, and what does that mean for you specifically is a personal thing. And that's why vintage rounds don't have their own definition. They don't have their own line item. They don't have a separate price compared to generic rounds. Even this is a Sam Boyd. I don't even know anything about Sam Boyd. Sam's Town, 1 ounce silver. Clearly, it was made in 1993. Is this a vintage round? I mean, would you consider a 1993 American Eagle a vintage round? No. So to me, no.
Are you vintage?
Am I vintage?
That's
Oh,
what
man.
You said, well, you're not born in 93, but
Close.
close. You're not vintage. That's vintage. That means I'm vintage. A question from Gold Maple. Which company makes this World Trading Silver unit round?
There were a bunch of companies. Oh, wait. World Trading Silver? Is that this one?
That's on the other side.
Oh, no, that's Worldwide Mint. World Trading, where was the one I just had? This one. There were a bunch of companies that made this with the scales and some other stuff on the other side, right? So, actually, I think I have some more. All right, hold on. I'm mixing in. This
All right,
is
give me all
all.
that back.
This is all shop product, so I gotta separate this. The Texas stuff is easy for me to remember, but you gotta take this back so I don't get that mixed up. Oh gosh.
Oh.
I have another tube of my vintage round. So here's another. This is my.
You just like pass me these, and it's not like it's nothing, but like from where we've. Oh, I'm gonna get emotional. From where we've been to where we are now.
Yeah.
Bro, that's wild.
I mean, if you haven't seen my video, the thumbnail says 1 ounce is 1 meal. That's our story. That's my half of the story. Of course, every story has multiple perspectives, but yeah, go check that out. That's where we've been, and it shines some light on
God's goodness.
Yeah, really. So here's another example, right? So the International Silver Trade Unit got the scales. This one is actually marked 1975, right? So this definitely a vintage round, in my opinion. World Trade Unit, right? There were a bunch of different companies that made. Oh wait, that vintage round that I was showing was shop product that I put in there to sell. This is now my personal. No, it's fine. It's fine. Leave it.
Okay.
Here's another one. These look to be the same company, maybe. The International Silver Trade Unit. What I like about this one particularly is it says 480 grains. Right? This one is 1973. Right? Looks to be the same company, but does that mean that it is? Probably not. I don't know if it is.
It's just the vibe that time.
There's also A-Mark. A-Mark is a pretty well-known company. They're still making stuff today, so they're not as popular as Engelhard, who stopped making stuff in the 80s, but they made vintage rounds, right? These Liberty Silver Bell rounds with the years on it. And then they also made some without the years on it. This is more like Sunshine Mint and Sunshine Mining. Then, of course, you get the Prospectors, right? So I think that's all of the vintage rounds I have here. Yeah. So
Papa's making us more coffee.
yeah. And I guess I'll leave these out. And I got some dragons that I could show off here. So when it comes to vintage, it's hard to know who made them. It's hard to know if you're looking for one in particular. It's difficult to find one online, and it's because when I buy it, I'm going to buy it as a generic round, and I'll be selling it as a generic round. So my website is just going to say generic silver, because that's the line item in my book that in my POS that I bought it at. I might be able to do a vintage round one and sell these as vintage rounds, but I'm probably going to be selling them at the same price. And it's going to be a random design vintage round.
Yeah, that's
right?
the hard thing too.
So buying online is going to be difficult if you're looking for a vintage round. However, if I have them, in stock at the store, they're going to be displayed. You can say, I want that one. It's just still going to be the same price as a generic round.
Yeah, it's hard because then it's like so many line items and I was going to say more meticulous. Really.
Very much meticulous.
Yeah, what did the girls say? More enough? No, what were you?
Oh, there was one time I misspoke. I said not much of enough. I was just trying to say like not quite enough,
Yeah.
or it's not much.
Oh, much of enough.
And I said much of enough. So now the kids bully me and they make fun of that. They go much of enough, much of enough.
Yeah.
Like point at me and laugh.
Not only are they our bullies, but we're also their bullies.
Yeah, we homeschool our kids, so there's a very we make sure we bully them so they don't miss out on the school experience. But the whole family bullies each other is really what it is.
It's not. We laugh about this. This is called generational trauma. But it's loosely. We're not actual bullies. We just point out times of like, oh man, that was such a bully moment. Oops, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. Come back over here.
Come back over. Stop crying.
over.
Stop
Stop
crying.
Smell this pillow real quick.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's way too far. We don't.
No. Like, come snuggle me.
Oh,
Pillow.
okay, sure.
Yeah. That's what I
Let's
meant.
keep going with the chat. Sometimes I need her to just stop talking and just start reading the chat.
That's fine. That's why I'm here. I'm reading the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Dark Jedi Beats. Dude, what's good? Let's talk Libertads. Gold and silver. Is fractional worth it?
Oh man.
Y'all are gonna go on a long rant. Do you need more coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go change over
So,
laundry.
Fractional in general. All I got to say about fractional is look at the premium to buy it and what you'd expect to get it on the other end. You'll get a spread. What you'll find is oftentimes in fractional bullion, meaning any flagship coin, Eagle, Maple, Libertad, any of it, it's going to be a much, much bigger spread. If you look at fractional like Pre-33, World Gold, or Junk Silver, that type of fractional, the spread is much tighter than fractional bullion. So what that means is the break-even point is going to be much longer. When we talk about fractional gold versus fractional silver, in general, the premium's way higher in silver than gold. So that spread that's extreme with fractional silver is going to be even more extreme. So fractional silver in general, my rule of thumb is don't go any smaller than a quarter ounce of silver. Sorry. If you go smaller than a quarter ounce of silver, might as well buy junk silver. Does that mean I've never bought any 1/10 ounce? No, because that wasn't always the case. Before the massive run up, 1/10 ounce silver was honestly a great deal. The buyback was awesome. But now it's extreme. It's nuts. And it's not going to be that way at my shop. I'm not going to be selling 1/10 ounce silver for $10, $12. I think I quoted someone yesterday, 1/10 ounce generic was somewhere in the ballpark of $7.50. And then 1/10 ounce Britannia's was like $7.85, right? So me personally, I use a different formula than others use. And it's one that I think is fair. And I can get more into the math of calculating fractional premiums later. But overall, that's that. Then we add in the idea of Libertads. So Libertads, before 2025, they were seen as just regular sovereign minted coins. I remember buying Libertads. I bought these ones. I bought these Libertads for a few dollars over spot when spot was about 24, 25, all the way to $35, right? These Libertads, they were not always considered $100 coins. What happened was in 2025, they made such a low mintage of them that they gained a huge amount of popularity. And the reason that happened is because the way Mexico does their bullion program is they exclusively sell Mexico, the mint exclusively sells their products to their banks, and the banks order them for customers. To be a customer of the bank, you have to be a Mexican citizen. So this long colluded way is they're only minting them enough to supply the demand at the moment through the bank for Mexican citizens. 2025 must have been an incredibly hard year for Mexican citizens, or they overminted in 2024. Either way, they only made 300 total 2025 Mexican Libertads. So the premium on those shot through the roof. They were so incredibly collectible because there are more than 300 people out there who collect a full date run of Mexican Libertads. So it's near impossible you're going to get one. That's just how it goes. But the thing is, they are the one. So if anyone's trying to cash in on the one Libertad, they're going to sell them at an extremely high value. So they're going to be for sale, not at anywhere close to silver value. But what that did is put a huge shine onto silver Libertads, as well as gold Libertads. So the premium on all of them, Libertad wide, has gone insane. If I were to buy a 1985, which is the only year that my wholesaler is selling them right now, it would cost me more than $50 over spot to get it from my wholesaler, right? So that is, to me, huge problem. That means if I want to sell these to the public, I've got to sell them at more than my replacement cost, which would be more than $50 over spot. All of that to say, huge, exaggerated premium for Libertads. If I was to sell these to my wholesaler, I think they're paying me 15 over spot, which means I can buy them from the public at $12 to $13 over spot and still bake in a really good spread. But if I want to sell them to the public, it's going to be $50 to $60 over spot. That type of spread for a 1 ounce product is insane. So there's that. The fractional is even more dramatic than that, right? So as you get smaller, premiums go up, spread expands. So fractional silver Libertads, it's difficult to say. Is it worth it? I don't know. Really, all you want to look at is how much am I buying it for and how much can I sell it for? If you're going to be selling it on eBay or your own website or at your own coin shop or anything like that, you need to look at the spread, right? So what do you buy it for? What do you sell it for? At what point, if it is attached to spot, when it goes up, at what point of spot price are you going to break even and then thus profit from, right? So for example, generic round right now, my shop is buying them at $4.25 under spot. We're selling them for $1.50 over spot. That's a spread of about $5.25, I want to say. Yeah, $5.25. So if you were to buy a Silver Eagle or a generic round right now, you'd have to wait till about $75 silver, maybe $74.25 or whatever the actual number is, before you break even on that. And then above $75 silver, you're making a profit of 1 ounce per ounce or $1 per ounce for every dollar the spot price goes up, right? So you do the math for that of all the fractional stuff as well. If you're spending $10 for a fractional silver and then whoever's buying it from you, a shop, is buying it under spot, you're going to have to wait till well over $100 silver to break even on that 1/10 ounce round. It's unacceptable, right? You're holding that asset for so much longer than what's necessary. So worth it depends on your buying and selling the exact thing. I could see right now, I mean, if 1 ounce silver Libertad is selling at $120, I could easily see a 1/10 ounce selling for $50. Why not? I mean, we're all just making it up anyway at that point.
Yeah.
So a full set of a 1 ounce, half ounce, quarter ounce, and a 1/10 ounce. Why not sell it for $250 on eBay? Well,
I
really,
just choked.
really. I mean, what?
You're right.
Maybe more. Maybe $300.
Whatever your heart
Right?
desires.
Would I buy something like that? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. If I did, I would get a nice little hand slap.
Ooh, that's it.
But yeah, that's.
Are you saying that I slap? You don't say that out loud. Or
No,
making
you
a
don't slap me.
comment?
Silver Serpents was. I think he disagreed with me, which I love to have a small debate with you, Silver Serpents. Let's do it. What do you say?
He says, I disagree. A 1/10 ounce are better to buy consistently, in my opinion. My first 1/10 ounce I got for $3.65 each.
$3.65.
Unless he's talking about gold fractional.
I was talking about silver fractional, about how the premiums are extremely high for 1/10 ounce silver. 1/10 ounce gold is a different story. What I was saying, most of that conversation was fractional silver. Fractional gold, I think 1/10 ounce is a really, really good way to accumulate over time, because if you compare how long it will take you to save up for 1 full ounce, that's where the distinction comes in, right? So, for example, American Gold Eagles, and I'm going to use numbers from my old shop because I haven't done the math for this shop yet because I haven't bought any 1/10 ounce Eagles. But at my old shop, we would be selling 1/10 ounce Eagles at, I think it was 8% over spot. And then we would be selling 1 ounce Gold Eagles at no, it was 4% over spot. So the difference is 4% in that. It's much different than the difference in a 1 ounce silver versus a 1/10 ounce silver. So that 4%, you're basically making a bet. Let's say you were going to buy 1/10 ounce every month. Over those 10 months, you're assuming that the premium or the dollar amount of gold will not go up that 4% within those 10 months it would take you to buy 10 1/10 ounce gold, right? If you're regularly buying that and the money you put in over those 10 months, gold's going to most likely go up, or if you're bullish, gold's going to go up more than that 4%. So you're going to be saving money on the smaller items rather than putting money aside to buy the full ounce in 10 months. However, if you look at January to now, right, we've been coming down, right? So in this downward market, it would have been better to set the money aside. However, you're not going to know that always.
Yeah.
You know, if you were looking at it February and you go, oh, yikes, looks like we're still going to be going down for a while. If you have that forethought, set the money aside. If you don't, if you're thinking, well, I'm just going to buy it because it keeps me consistent, it keeps me adding to my stack, it makes it so I don't have to have practice the willpower to not spend that money, which is what I have a problem with, then yes, 1/10 ounce gold all the way, I think, is the best way to stay consistent in your stack for people on a lower budget. If you are someone who can afford a 1/10 ounce or a 1 ounce gold, and you're thinking, well, I want some 1/10 ounce because people say those are great, I would just suggest buy the 1 ounce. Right. So that's why the answer is not just is 1/10 ounce worth it. It's it depends. Yeah. But I think for people on a tighter budget than people that can afford a 1 ounce regularly, 1/10 ounce all the way. I love 1/10 ounce. I buy 1/10 ounce. But the question was Libertads and fractional. Right. So I hope I answered the fractional question, as well as the Libertad question and the overall fractional Libertad question.
Yeah, you got all of it. Just Mike, enter the chat. Lots of people just enter the chat.
What's up, Mike?
Cavalier.
What's up, lots of people?
Lots of people. All the peoples. Silver Serpent is in the chat now, and then there was some other people, and I removed myself for a second. I'm doing laundry and coffee runs. So Gold Maple said, yes, reverse proof for Libertads are the Libertads on fire. They are the crown jewels of Libertads.
Oh, yeah. I have here a proof Libertad, a 5 ounce Libertad. This is 2006. From what I know. From what I could find, they only made, what was it, 7,000 of these? This would be a pretty high premium product. I was able to buy it at just a regular generic.
That's wild.
I know. Generic price over spot for 5 ounce bar is essentially what I paid for it. The reason is I got it just before Libertads were like really, really, really blowing up in popularity.
Yeah.
But that was still pretty recent. So yeah, that's a pretty wild situation with Libertads at the moment. To be honest, they're kind of right now being their own completely numismatic coin every single year, all of it. So it's really odd. There's really no other series where you say, let's talk about this 2006 proof eagle, right? Like, it's just a regular proof eagle. Here's a perfect example, right? This is all bought by, you can't even see them. There's 6 proof American Gold Eagles that came into the shop yesterday.
That was yesterday. Mm-hmm.
This is with box and COA, and this is a 1986. So they're all first year proof American Gold Eagles. Unfortunately, my wholesale is paying me less for this than they are a regular Gold Eagle.
wild.
Doesn't matter it's the first year. Doesn't matter any of the years of Proof Eagles. They're paying me less.
And they also don't even want the box and the COA.
No, for this they do.
Oh, that
this
one
they do. In commemorative dollars, they had me remove all the box and COAs.
Yeah, that was a process too.
It took me like 30 minutes to remove all that.
Yeah.
Which was sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. But that means I have boxes and COAs at the shop. For if people need them, they can come by and take them.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm just throwing them away. I mean, yeah. And I'm not going to sell those. That would be ridiculous and tedious. So if you're looking for boxes and COAs for your commemorative stuff, or really any box and COA, let me know. And your local, come by. But the example was Proof Eagles, right? And Proof Libertads. There's no other bullion program right now that anyone is, this specific year is going to be significantly more valuable than any other certain year. The way bullion programs are meant to be is that they supply the demand for the silver of that coin, right? So it's supposed to be so much in circulation, so much out there that it destroys the numismatic value on purpose, right? So it's interesting that Libertads are becoming this incredibly popular, high premium product.
Straight up.
But really, the best I can do is sell it for just a little bit more than my replacement cost from wholesale and buy it for just a little bit less than what I can sell it to my wholesale at. Mm-hmm. Which at the moment means I'm buying Libertads, 1 ounce Libertads at about $12 to $13 over spot. And I'm going to have to be selling them at about $60 over spot. Maybe $55, depending on where I get it. Right, if I get it from the public, someone's selling it to me at $12 over spot. Shoot, I might even just sell it for $30 over spot or whatever. I say I make $10 on the deal.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the game of
trying to figure out what actually makes sense for the shop. Because I also can't just, someone drops 100 off on me and I sell all that 100 at what would be a super steal for whoever's buying it, and they want all 100, and now I have no other Libertads to give to any other of my customers, right?
Not only that, but you still have bills to pay.
Exactly,
we've got the rent. We've got the electricity. Oh, I guess electricity is not included. But we've got bills and expenses.
Right.
So
and that all works into it. But also, I wanna get all this to as many people as I can. So it might be, I'll sell you 1 Libertad at
limit
25 over, and then the rest is gonna be at 60 over. You pay me 60 over for all 100. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, even that, honestly, compared to online prices right now, is a steal.
That's so wild.
I know, right?
That is
Yeah.
Okay. Rebel Stacker says, I've only started stacking for 7 months and really fell in love with it. If you had a tube of early Norfed coins...
Oh, Norfed. Okay.
What would you think they would be worth? ?
Unfortunately, Norfed is the same story as vintage silver. So if people aren't familiar with Norfed was this guy who wanted to create his own currency.
Oh,
so he made these 1 ounce silver rounds with a Lady Liberty, and it looked very much like a peace dollar.
Yeah.
And they had a denomination on it. It said amount of dollars. And he also made this paper currency to go along with it. So the idea was...
Some of those?
What?
Didn't Mark have some of those?
Oh, yeah. I could get my hands on some of the paper currency and plenty of they circulate around. He made a lot of them. So I think it was in the 80s. But they look so similar to U.S. coinage that there was a whole legal battle that went on with these, and he had to stop making them. The thing is, Norfed... he made these silver rounds. It's 1 ounce, and some of them were $5, some were $10, I think some were $20, and each one kind of has their own collectability base. Me as a shop, I wouldn't be able to buy a tube of those without knowing where I could sell them. So that's why I wouldn't really be able to pay much more than generic silver price. If I had a full collection and, I knew someone was interested in it, that's a different story. And what that would look like if you come into my shop and I know someone looking for Norfid stuff, and you had a few, I would literally right then call that person, make the sale, and make an offer with you based on what he's willing to pay. And if that person is willing to pay more than regular generic price, I'm going to pay you more than generic price, right? So that's what that type of transaction will look like. If I didn't have a person lined up, I'd have to buy it at generic silver. That's just the unfortunate truth. So that's where some products may be better for you to look up on eBay. Keep in mind, eBay takes a 13.5% cut. So take any price that you see that has sold on eBay and multiply that by 0.865. That's the 13.5% cut. That's the price that the seller is actually getting. And then from there, you can determine whether or not that is more or less than generic price. Because if I was to sell it on eBay, I would be receiving that amount. If it's generic price, then I have to buy it at generic, right? Eventually, my shop will be selling on eBay. So that may be a consideration for some of the things I'm going to be buying. If I see that a product is selling on eBay for $200, it's 1 ounce of silver, obviously I'm going to be able to buy it as a better situation than just a generic round. So Norfid is a really interesting sub category of vintage silver that I have in the past seen it not get as respected as I think it should. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to offer you much better than other people around, specifically because I have no one to sell it to. But that might change later as I get longer in the business. And that's where a coin shop eventually makes a lot of respect as a coin shop, because once I have clients and customers lined up, I know what they're looking for, I know who to call for specific things, I can line up a sale and then thus pay you better for your specific product. And that takes a lot of time to build that up. So eventually I might be able to buy it for better, but right now I cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that at least pushes you in a direction to find out what they're worth. Either generic price or look on eBay. Look at other auction houses. I'd say even look at Whatnot. That type of stuff goes pretty good on Whatnot. But yeah.
Yes. North Star Stacker asks, Joseph, what is your take on stacking palladium?
Oh man, I want some palladium. The premium's a little too high for me right now. The premium's a little too high for me. But man, do I want some palladium. The thing is, I want a palladium eagle. I want a palladium eagle because I love the Mercury head design. Also, I did some research into the reverse of the palladium eagle. It kind of looks like a Walking Liberty half dollar, but what I found out is it's actually the design of the American National Architect Society. They make a gold medal that is presented to the recognized architect of the year. They've been doing it since 1902. And the design on that medal has not changed at all. And they took the design from that medal and directly placed it on the reverse of the Palladium Eagle. And to me, that's like, whoa, very cool. The designer who designed the Walking Liberty half dollar, the Mercury head, Adolf Weinman, he also designed that eagle. So just
what's that name?
Weinman?
No, the first one.
Adolf. Oh.
Yeah. Is that like a popular name, like Fred?
It used to
Or
be
like
a very
Gary?
popular name.
Like a Gary?
It used to be a very popular name.
Okay. Interesting.
And remember, we're talking about, he designed this in 1902.
Oh.
Yeah. He designed the Liberty series of coinage in 1915. And a lot of other stuff for the U.S. Mint pre-World War I even.
Oh,
yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, that Palladium Eagle is such a beautiful coin in my mind that I understand the premium. I do. I almost pulled the trigger on some Palladium. If you can get 1 ounce Palladium bars, the premium is not nearly as bad. I believe that Palladium.
I believe in the Holy Spirit.
So the thing with Palladium and Platinum, there's going to be a lot going on with Platinum. And the thing is that they're going to have to be so attached because Palladium and platinum provide the same service. They are mostly a catalyst. So they take emissions and turn it into water vapor, and they absorb the toxic chemicals and can turn that into water vapor and oxygen, all that stuff. So what's amazing about it is that there's this whole math problem with uh, with or between platinum and palladium based on their density and how much material can pass through a catalyst and be converted and how long that lasts, how large it is, because there's a difference in density. I think it's like 50%, palladium is 50% dense as platinum, something like that. There's a very big difference in density, meaning, if they're both an ounce and one's thicker, it's the amount of space that the actual atom takes up. Um, which means since what we're talking about chemically is on the atomic level, exchanging atoms, if that atom takes up more space, then you're going to end up with a larger catalytic converter and different expenses of different material. All of that is to say,
Tell me.
if we had a set size and you put platinum in there, it's going to convert more. However, if platinum gets so expensive that the same size you could just put palladium in there, it doesn't do as much, but it's so much cheaper, then the demand is going to switch to palladium, which means the price of palladium the price of palladium is going to be attached to the price of platinum at some degree. If platinum starts going up and gets too expensive to use, then that's going to kind of come down and palladium will start to come up. And you're going to see this effect where platinum and palladium will start, it'll be, volatile with each other, right? But they're going to start mirroring each other in that specific use case, right? There's all kinds of other use cases for platinum and palladium, but that is how I'm seeing how the prices are going to be attached to each other.
Yeah,
So in my mind, stacking palladium makes just as much sense as stacking platinum. And I do believe there's a lot of opportunity coming up in platinum. I do have a few ounces of platinum, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Southern Haven says the palladium will walk in the door eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've already, at my old coin shop, I bought some palladium.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
cool.
Not me, of course, the shop bought palladium. I wasn't in the position to buy it at the time, but
You
yeah.
wanted to.
Oh, man, I was
called
like,
me each time and was like, yeah,
I almost played that gold to palladium ratio.
Yeah. I'm like, Sometimes I talk you down.
Yeah.
And, like, off the excitement, but also,
well, the
like,
thing
I
is,
feel bad.
There's a very well-known company that does palladium and platinum. I think it's called Bird & Co. They're based in England. Most of the palladium that comes in are 1 ounce bars like that. I'm not too excited about the Bird & Co. But if I was just going to make a palladium play, it would be probably that. Or a Valcambi. Just bars, right? Very, very low premium compared to the Eagles.
Yeah.
But I do want at least one of each, what's it called? Finish. The uncirculated, a proof, and a reverse proof palladium Eagles. But that's not really going to be stacking. That's collecting. I'll get there.
Pray on that I'll show up.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully not tomorrow. But yes.
Well, tomorrow we're not even open. We're going to church.
Am I planning on selling on Whatnot? So the POS that I'm using automatically, once I have my website up and going, it'll automatically attach to an eBay, a Whatnot, Collector's Corner, and even soon to be Walmart.
Bro,
I know, right? So I'm going to be selling on all those, but what my Bayard and Company. Yes, they also have rhodium bars. Not Bird and Company, Bayard and Company.
A different B word.
Yeah. So I will be selling on Whatnot. What is most likely going to look like is the like online shop where you can go in and find a certain thing and buy it. That's how everything's going to be listed. And then instead of running thing one by one, I'm actually planning on just doing a live like this, maybe even doubling it while I'm on these lives, where I'm just talking to the people and they can go and click my shop. Where's my finger? They can go and like click my shop wherever it is on Whatnot and buy a product, and then I'll ship it out. I'm not planning on, on Whatnot, here's this one, right? But if someone sees something in my shop, say they want a vintage round, and I have vintage round as a line item, and they say, "Hey, can I see some of your vintage rounds?" Oh yeah, I mean, I've got these ones here,
Run it.
right? I'm not gonna run anything, but if you buy a vintage round, I'll see your username. I'll see that you bought a vintage one. Tell me which one you want, right? So that's gonna be kind of how I do whatnot. I know it's different than how most do whatnot, um, but that's kind of that's what I'm thinking. Just Saturday
Oh.
morning shows, probably during these lives.
Whatnot was so stressful when we did that.
Oh yeah, I did whatnot before. Before Joseph's Reserves, we were doing whatnot.
Yeah.
And man, that was packaging everything and shipping everything and the labels
Oh,
and
did you do that?
some of it.
Okay.
It was mostly my beautiful wife here did it. But it was stressful. It was a whole other couple hours of work afterwards, dropping it off at the mailbox. All that stuff was like.
And honestly, I felt bad at the same time of people buying, because we really did lots of like copper pennies,
Mm,
we did nickels, we did very like, and for me, selling these nickels for like $5 to $10 because like that was the thing, or it was,
yeah.
that part didn't sit well with me because it was definitely like honestly it felt sinful of you're like buying it and beating this person and it's just going up and up and up over this 5 cent piece,
So
and it's just like that's not what this is about.
yeah, like the worst example of that is that there was a penny. This is a regular copper. I think it was a 73 super common penny that was counter stamped with a Playboy bunny on it.
Yeah.
I found it coin roll hunting. I thought it was kind of cool. I kept it, but obviously I don't want anything to do with Playboy. But I thought it was cool that someone like counter stamped. It was like the counter stamps where people were putting the states on it and you could put the whole set together, and it was that size counter stamp. And I had found some like Hawaii and California or whatever counter stamps. So I just put it in my counter stamp collection. And then
There's also like a 4-leaf or like a 3 or 4-leaf clover
yeah.
we found.
Yeah. So I put this Playboy bunny up there. It literally found it coin roll hunting, so it cost me a cent. I just put it up there, run it for $1. Was assuming it wasn't gonna go, so I had to put other things with it, and I was gonna sell like that and like some other error type stuff that I found for like $1, $2 is
Yeah.
what I was expecting. Well, this Playboy bunny sold for $15.
It was a
It ran up on whatnot. So for me, whatnot feels very taking advantage of people that I don't need to.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna run anything. I'm just gonna put it up in my shop. We'll have a discussion. I'll be on live just talking to people, answering questions, all that stuff. I might even go as Joseph's Reserves, separate from Lake Conroe, and the money might go through Lake Conroe anyway. I don't know. But on whatnot, it's gonna be very, very basic. You'll be able to
Captain
buy.
says that perfectly. Whatnot is very predatory.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Bro. That hit. Yeah.
And I don't like being on whatnot.
Yeah.
So, but yes, my stuff's gonna be posted there. I might do some lives. I might not. You'll be able to find that. The thing though is my website. It's gonna be the same ounce of silver. Is gonna be on my website, my whatnot, my eBay, my Walmart, right?
Yeah,
But
it's cross-posted.
it's cross-posted everywhere. But the thing is that this is going to be posted on my website. It'll be posted at, if you wire me, it's just going to be the generic price. If you're paying with a credit card, there's a 3% fee. If you want to buy it on eBay, it's going to be posted 13% over that because of the eBay fees. If it's going to be on Whatnot, it's going to be posted 8% over that because of the Whatnot fees.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Walmart fees are going to look like, but it's going to be over that price because of the fees. So if you're looking to buy from me, just buy it from my website with a wire. You're going to be able to type in your bank information. It'll send it over. That's going to be the cheapest option for you. I mean, if you really want to buy it on eBay, I guess you're going to be spending way more money than what you need to.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, though, is it's cross-posted because there's different facets and different ways that people buy and find their things. Like, that's literally the whole point of the internet and all the different stores and whatnot. Like, not literally, but, like, literally. And so it's being where the people are. And that's why with our
I want
point
to
of
be where the people are.
wherever I just lost my train of thought. Thank you so much. That was actually good. That was
Right?
good.
That was a good time. Anyway, yeah, so we'll be on Whatnot, we'll be on eBay, we'll be on Walmart. There's going to be all kinds of different fees. I would suggest don't buy on those platforms. Go to your local coin shop. I would say even buying from an online bullion dealer is going to be cheaper than buying it on Whatnot or eBay. If it's a specific product that's not on the online bullion dealers, I could understand. But I'm probably not going to be selling those type of things in that type of way. If it's even like a graded specific year Walking Liberty $50 MS65, that's going to be on my website. Just buy it there.
Yeah.
It will be posted everywhere else because everywhere else doesn't have the same foot traffic as my website.
Correct.
Everywhere else has the more foot traffic than my website, so
Yeah.
it's possible that I could sell there, but I'm going to be selling it for a lot bigger of a fee.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we got off topic. We've got some questions in the chat.
All right.
Cinda Abby.
Mhm.
Oh, she was your first comment the other day.
She was, yeah. Congratulations.
Congratulations. My question got lost above. I'm so sorry.
There we go.
There we go.
Re-question. That reminds me, if your question gets lost, just ask again.
Yep, because your girl gets lost.
Yep, it happens.
What do you think of the new commemorative copper rounds? I have seen them as high as $250 with a
What?
emoji.
Commemorative. I don't even know which ones you're talking about now.
New commemorative?
Commemorative?
Yeah, copper round.
Commemorative.
Whoa.
Is it a medallion? Is it what is it commemorative of? Is it the 250-year commemorative? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I'm about to type online.
Do not buy copper. Just the copper bullion, just don't do it. So
my advice.
I'm planning, I have some copper, right? But I buy these at Spot. Right now, Spot's like 40 cents a copper round. I'm going to be, the 250th year. Just don't buy it. That's what I think about it. I'm going to be buying these at my shop because my wholesaler doesn't even buy these from shops. I'm going to buy these as if I am going to mass sell them at a junkyard. And they pay under Spot for these. So I'm going to be buying these under Spot.
Hey, there's these
Right.
things that were circulating,
Uh-huh.
and that were copper.
Oh, pennies.
Oh, yeah, and those are really cheap.
Those are like a cent for 3 grams.
Yeah, and you can find those sometimes, most of the time, in bank rolls.
Oh, even in your change from the store.
Oh, what?
That's the best way to stack copper. But okay, what I'm planning on doing though, I'm going to be buying these cheap and probably these are my 4-ounce quarter-pound bars. I believe copper should be in bullion products by the pound, and I think that the premium should make sense for what you are buying.
Yeah.
Right? This is a quarter pound of copper, which is a spot price of like $1.50. I'm probably going to be selling stuff like this once I perfect the look. I don't like how that looks, but I'm going to stamp it quarter pound, and
I'll buy it from you, honey.
you'll buy it.
I'll buy it from you.
With my money?
No, with our money.
Right. I'm probably going to be
I get a
selling this
picture.
for like $1 over Spot, right? So like $2.50 for this versus $2 to $5 for 1 ounce.
Yeah.
I hope that is enough to say about copper. You could literally go to a hardware store and buy copper wire that you can then melt into your own copper bullion products for Spot, for right around Spot.
Bro.
It's just, the premium on copper makes no sense to me at all. I don't understand. You're not going to be able to. The thing is, this stuff, bullion, is supposed to be a storage of value, right? She was real quick with that money. This is supposed to be a storage of value, right? So the idea is for it to be a hedge against inflation, you have to buy it very close to Spot. It's going to be that the price and value is attached to Spot price. If you go back and look at copper rounds a year ago, copper was like $5.50. Even I think there was a whole thing when it broke $5, right? The price for a copper round when copper was under $5 was still $5 to $10. If you go today, they're on sale. Like copper's now over $6. Copper rounds are still selling. They're now selling for less. I remember a couple years ago, copper was for sale for like $13 or $14 an ounce of copper. Like all over bullion websites. That was hugely popular. That was in January.
That's nuts.
Copper is now higher than what it was in January, and copper rounds are selling for cheaper than what they were in January. The copper is not attached to the spot price. It should not be considered bullion.
You're getting heated.
I'm
poof. Worked up.
Poof.
I haven't seen you worked up like this since the women.
The women's quarters.
With them quarters.
Oh, don't even start on the
I'm
women's
not going
quarters.
to. There's not a question.
All right. Take me off this copper subject.
Okay. So.
If you want to get back to copper, just let me know. I will gladly talk to you about copper.
You're getting sweaty.
I am getting sweaty.
Dark Jedi Beat says, how do you test the gold and silver that you sell?
I have multiple ways of testing it. The best way to test... Yeah, go ahead and grab it.
Okay.
The best way to test pure products that are coin-shaped or bar-shaped is with a Sigma Metalytics. And if you want to get into the details of how it works, I will gladly tell you how it works. I actually do have a fake one here to show you even better how it works. A fake one here that passes as real on the Sigma, and how you can use the Sigma to still tell that it is fake. I'm not finding that one in particular, but I can use a copper round to show you. Once my wife brings that out, a Sigma Metalytics is the best way to test coins. And the reason is some people think the XRF is. I also have an XRF, but I use that for jewelry. And I'll explain why I can't use the Sigma for jewelry. So, here's a Sigma that I got.
I was like, the XRF machine is way too big and heavy for us.
Yeah, it is here, but I can't, I'm not going to be able to show
it. Actually, you know what? There's the picture on our Facebook, and like the picture that we posted last night, if you zoom. Into the picture, you can see it in the corner.
Yeah. All right, so it's going to calibrate real quick. So you can see that there are different profiles. Here we have gold, and if I go over, you got 4/9 gold, 22 karat gold with a balance of copper, which is a Krugerrand, or a Sovereign. Then we've got 90% silver with a balance of copper. That's pre 1933. We've got Eagles. The reason Eagles is different than 22 karat with a balance of copper is because it has 3% silver in it. Then we've got gold Maple Leaf. That is 3 or 4/9 gold. 98.6%. That is the Ducats. And now we're at 22 karat balance of silver, right? There are some commemorative Canadian products that are 22 karat with a balance of silver. Then we have some Indian gold, 96.5%. And what you're seeing here is that, so even 14 karat balance of silver, there's more Canadian products that are like that. Probably others too. But what you're seeing is that there's very specific profiles for different alloys of gold. So here we've got 3/9 gold, and you'll see it can test right through the plastic. Let's run that. Boom. We have it within the range here. What was that? I just saw a comment fade.
Silver Serpent's question's next.
Okay.
Not that I'm ignoring him.
If there's any questions or comments of the Sigma while I'm doing this, or they want to see something specific, let me know.
Yeah.
So that'll show 3/9 gold. Right, and here we can even see, let's see if it works for the 4/9 gold. This one's marked 3/9, but that doesn't mean that it's not 4/9 pure. It just means they're only guaranteeing 3/9. Yeah, so this is also 4/9, right?
So the time they were like...
they couldn't really test that specific. So now we have 3/9 silver, 4/9 silver, and all the same stuff. Right, so the reason this is great for coins is there's a very known alloy. This can test the specific alloy, right? Which means if it's sterling silver, and sterling silver is 92.5%, but there might be the rest of it being some copper, some zinc, some nickel, all of that. This cannot test that specific alloy of sterling silver, even though it still might be true 92.5% silver. This would be thrown off by the other metals because this is testing the exact electrical profile of that very specific alloy. So let me show you something in particular. Oh, I got to recalibrate it now. I turned it off. The thing is, all this is doing is testing the conductivity of the alloy. If you don't know much about electricity, conductivity is how conductive, how quickly can the electrons move through this metal. These have very specific conductivity profiles based on the exact alloy it is. And here I'll show 3 nines silver, and I'm going to put a copper round on it. What you're going to see is going to surprise you quite a lot. It is within the band, because just any test equipment has to have a band in which it works, a band in which it will approve or deny. So as you can see, when I'm moving it around, it fails it or passes it. And I'll show you what that looks like when I move it around on a pure silver. Right, so it's right in the center. I move it around, it's still within that range. So if it was pure copper plated in silver, which is going to be the only way you're really going to get the dimensions even close, and kind of pass on the sigma, you're going to see that it'll pass, right? But what was I saying?
I don't know.
You're going to see that it passes, but clearly the pure copper doesn't. So what is important to know is we're going to go to measure, I think, or display mode. We're going to display the resistance. So here's the silver. You're seeing 1.7, I think that's pico ohms per centimeter. Whatever, the number is what's important.
I want some
So
pico de gallo.
silver right there. And then we'll even do a different silver. This is a different shape, so it's going to be slightly different. I think that might actually have just completely ruined what I was going to say. But you see, okay, that's 2 ounce now. But if we go 1 ounce, boom, 1 ounce, 1.7. And that shows why there has to be that wide range. We had 1.5, 1.6, 1 ounce, 1.7. Even a bar, slightly different shape. Let's see, 1.62. Right, but what we're seeing is all the rounds for 1 ounce is 1.7.
Yeah.
So let's get a 1 ounce copper round. Oh, okay, it's 1.8. I knew it was slightly off,
What?
but I didn't know which direction. Now it's 1.8, but this is a 1 ounce product, and you can see that all the other 1 ounce products were in the 1.7 range. So that's why it is high in the range.
Tulip being a snitch.
You what?
I said tulip being a snitch.
You can see it's high in the range, and that should be enough for you to consider, wait, this might be off. And then we can take it to the XRF, and if it's pure copper plated in silver, you'll see that on the XRF. The reason I don't go to the XRF initially is the XRF only goes 10 to 20 microns deep. Microns is an actual measurement of thickness or of length, and meaning it's very, very, very thin to the surface. The XRF only tests the surface of the metal. The sigma tests the internals. It penetrates the metal. Whoop. So that is why I use both the sigma and the XRF when necessary.
Yeah.
When I'm testing jewelry, I can't take a 14 karat earring and put it in this circle and it'll tell me, oh yeah, that's 14 karat gold, because it's going to be looking for a 14 karat gold with the balance of silver. That's going to look like a white gold, but even the white gold often has nickel, platinum, palladium, or zinc in it, not even silver. So that's the whole explanation for sigma and XRF.
Okay, Silver Serpent has been waiting so patiently.
Thank you for waiting
His
patiently.
patient pants have been on and tight.
Well, he's still waiting while you're saying all this, so what's his question?
And that's why I'm doing that.
You're stalling.
I'm stalling, but I want you to read it because half these words, I'm like, I'm going to mess this up. And then the chat's going to be mad.
Would your shop buy and sell colored and specialty finished Libertads as a premium product or at generic prices?
Yeah.
Ruthenium, platinum. I would probably buy it and sell it at regular Libertad price. Regular Libertad price. Because to me, Libertads are already so inflated that alone is going to be a huge gamble for me. So, because my wholesaler would view it as damaged. So if I bought enough of them and had to liquidate it, I would have to sell it at generic premium.
Well, that's the thing too, is you would already know people that would be lined up.
Right, and that goes into the idea of hey, let me call my guy.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Silver Serpents, I know you really like those Libertads, so if you could email me your phone number or something, text my phone number to Lake Conroe Gold. Right here's my phone number. If you're looking for some and they ever come in, you're probably the only person I know that buys those regularly. I would definitely be able to get you one at a regular Libertad price
Yeah.
if they come in. Right. In this area, I don't know of many people that would be having those or looking to sell those, especially not for one just a few dollars over spot. So you might be my personal concierge when it comes to understanding those premiums.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Was that
Here, I'll
sufficient?
show this.
Well, I wanted to make sure, since Silver Serpent was waiting so patiently, if that answer was sufficient for his patience.
He gave a bunch of thumbs up. So
Okay.
yeah,
4 thumbs.
nice.
Nice.
Where you get those extra thumbs, bud?
They're disposable thumbs.
Disposable.
Disposable thumbs.
You said we had some more questions?
No, well, we do, but it's also 9:10, and our children is out rummaging
Okay.
the refrigerator.
Oh, looking for breakfast.
Yeah, so I need
How
to go
about
make
this?
breakfast.
We'll add 30 seconds to the clock. Any question that did not get answered,
Angry Buffalo
shoot
Stacker.
out questions, and we'll finish that list.
Angry Buffalo Stacker just popped in a question.
Yeah, let's go.
He said, is there an advantage to stacking coins over generic and vice versa?
So, with all of it, it comes out to premium and spread. When I first started stacking, coins had a higher premium, and they were bought back at higher. Since they moved faster, coin shops would often bake in a smaller spread. So that was the benefit to spending more on the Eagles per se. You'd spend more, you'd get less silver. However, that silver would break even faster, and you could technically flip it easier, quicker for a better profit. But then you'd spend less on the generic buffaloes and the generic silver. Then, in addition to that, you'd break even a little bit later. However, you had more volume, and that would make up the difference. You'd end up with a higher profit later. So there's a a give and take when it comes to coins versus generics, and part of it now in today's market, Eagles have a huge spread. The way I was just doing the pricing for my shop, and I think Eagles have a slightly smaller spread than generic silver, but some silver had a surprisingly larger spread based on wholesale demand and stuff. So it entirely depends on what's your goal. Are you going to quickly flip this, or are you holding it for generations? If you're holding it for generations, it really doesn't matter what you spend. You want the most silver, right? If it's that you're trying to, buy this so that you can flip it into gold, right? Then the spread matters a lot. When you break even, when you profit, and turning that into gold, all is a consideration. So it's going to look like, where are you selling it? What are you expecting to get in return for that? And how much are you buying it for, right? That's the whole spread. Figuring out that spread will very much determine which product you should go into, based on your timeline. If you're holding it for generations, it really doesn't matter much, the spread per se. The more volume, better. But if you're trying to flip it in the next run up for gold, then the spread matters.
Your mom matters.
She does, yeah.
Okay.
Is there any other questions? We'll go 30 seconds for some last questions.
Everyone.
Were all questions answered?
We are all questions answered.
All right.
And I need to go make breakfast.
Well, I forgot to do my intro, so I'm going to do my intro and my outro right back to back. Good morning. This has been Joseph's Reserves. Thank you for coming back to Joseph's Reserves. I'm Joseph. I store 20% of my income in the form of rare coins and precious metals. And as always, just remember, every ounce adds up. So no matter how small, just keep stacking. Y'all have a good day.